In my 20 plus years as a Nigerian, I have never seen Nigerian youth so interested in electioneering process. This is the first time I am seeing something as huge as this. The first time that I saw something close to this was during the EndSARS. And you guys, you know how the government silenced the youth during that time. You know what happened, especially with the popular Lekki Tollgate massacre. You know everything that happened then, and that put an end to that EndSARS. If there is anything Nigerian elites, especially the political class, hate so much, it is seeing Nigerian youth united in a particular cause or to advocate for a particular cause. That is why when the EndSARS happened in 2020, if they were shocked, like they never believed that Nigerian youth could pull together, like come together to ask for a better country, that they could come together to put an end to impunity, to put an end to corruption, to put an end to bad leadership. They never envisaged it, like they didn't even think of it at all. So that EndSARS protest came as a shock to them. That was why they did everything possible. They had to reunite both APC and PDP. The two major political parties had to come together. They don't agree before, but because the youths are reunited, and that is their greatest nightmare, they never wanted it to happen. And that was why they came together to silence the youths. They did everything within their powers, including using the force, the military, the police. They did everything to silence EndSARS, and they really achieved it. And after that, they went ahead, as if that was not enough, they blocked Twitter from Nigerians. It took about 7 months before the Twitter was, Nigerians were allowed access to Twitter again. So this obedient movement now is another huge thing. And this time the obedient movement is even bigger than the EndSARS, because what I am seeing right now, when obedient movement started, I never believed that it could get to this point. But with what is happening right now, I think Nigerian youths have seen that protest without getting involved in political process is a waste of time, and that will not yield anything. That is why Nigerian youths, I'm just saying in my opinion, that is why Nigerian youths have decided to go through electioneering process, to go through the political process, to get the type of leaders they want, to get the type of leaders they can hold accountable, to get the type of leaders they will be proud of, leaders that will develop the country, give them the opportunity, give them the enabling environment to thrive as citizens, and for them to be proud of where they are coming from. This is really inspiring, because this movement was powered by the youths. Electioneering campaign never started when this movement started. Sometimes you will ask yourself, how did this movement, the obedient movement, get to this point? It is a question that not even the elites saw coming.
Now my president today, me I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. That the person will be me. If you want better tomorrow, no go vote to load, no. I am a class go as you see me so at the front line, no. At the front line, no. Put it on mind, no. Make we unite, do the right thing, no. Do the right thing. Situation don't they get a CD. My brother, sister, get your BBC. Make we unite, make we vote to you. Now my president, me I want better tomorrow. Me no want to load, no. Not the person will be me. I want better tomorrow. No go vote to load, no. If you don't want to be, it means say you don't want to be. Me I go vote to you, be Peter Obi. Say now you we want to. You we want to. Now you we want to.
What I want is to take Nigeria from consumption to production.
Ana son ci gaban Najeriya a zaba Peter Obi.
Fún ìlọsíwájú orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, dìbò fún Pétérù Òbí.
Maka ọdịmma Naịjirịa, ka anyị tụnyere Peter Obi.
Vote Peter Obi.
Vote Peter.
Life in Jos, Plateau State. DG, I don't come again. Peter Obi is coming here live. We are waiting for him. We are about to shut down. We are live here. Yes. Obi. 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 Obi.
As he brings Mr. Peter Obi, this is the middle bell that is hosting Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi will be coming for his own campaign, but this is the middle bell saying we are with Peter Obi. And that is it.
Everyone, I am here to speak to you on the need to vote for Peter Obi in the upcoming election and the role of the youth in his vision. In February, Russia launched what seemed to be a war against Ukraine. Despite the dominance showed by Russia, Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, demonstrated himself as a young, vibrant and courageous leader by going to war with his troops to regain what was his. This reminds me of a former governor of Anambra State, who happened to be the first gubernatorial candidate in Nigeria to legally challenge to its logical conclusion his gubernatorial victory that was denied. The first governor in Nigeria to legally challenge his wrongful impeachment and was reinstated by court. My dear people, I introduce to you Mr. Peter Obi, one of the 2023 presidential aspirants under Labour Party. For so long, we've been praying for Nigeria in distress, and I believe that God has decided to show us mercy by giving us Mr. Peter Obi. Going by his past performances, which many may not know, under his administration, Anambra was rated for the first time by the Debt Management Office as the least indebted state in the country, meaning he never borrowed for all his projects. The Senate rated Anambra as the most financially stable state in the country. Anambra became an oil-producing state. That was not all. His achievement in the educational, health, and financial sectors can never be overemphasized and beyond the scope of this presentation. Now, if a man could do so much on his first assignment, what do you think will happen now that he has garnered so many knowledges and leadership skills? Your guess is as good as mine. Remind me again, who is your 2023 favorite presidential aspirant and what were his achievements? You didn't remember? Okay. If by 2015 you were 18 years old, I want to remind you with a sorrowful heart that by 2023 you will be 26 years old and must have ended up spending the first phase of your youthful life in a messy economy. But that's not the point. By 2031 you will be 34 years old and must have ended up once again spending the prime of your youth in a messy economy if you don't vote the right person now. Remember, it is he who pays the piper, calls the tune. As youth, we are the melanin of this nation. The destiny of our great nation lies on our shoulder, and it's time for us to lift it higher by voting the right candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, coming out for rallies and campaigns, emphasizing on the logo of Labour Party, which many do not know, for easy voting, going to INEC to collect our PVCs, and above all, being our own security on the day of election. Even if you want to jakba, remember you cannot jakba with your whole family and properties, which will still be affected by bad leadership if you don't vote the right person now. In conclusion, Nigeria has suffered so much over the years in the hands of the same people. A vote for Mr. Peter Obi is a breath of fresh air. If you really want to see a real positive change, if you really want to see a better Nigeria, join me as we support Mr. Peter Obi, and together we are going to gain our country back. Long live Nigerians. Long live Mr. Peter Obi. I still remember my humble self, Fidelia Chinwendo. Thank you and God bless you.
Did you see the passion with which Nigerian youths are campaigning for Peter Obi? I have never seen something like this in my life. This only shows that the candidacy of Peter Obi represents hope for an average Nigerian. No wonder the elites are fighting this obedient movement. They are united, both the PDP and the APC, the two major parties. They are reunited to fight this party. Labour Party was not popular before Peter Obi joined the party. And I saw Nigerian youth then asking Peter Obi to leave the then PDP because he used to be in the PDP. They asked him to leave the PDP and join a smaller party, that they are ready to carry his candidacy on their heads. And Nigerian youths are truly keeping to their promise, because what we are seeing right now in Nigeria is something that a lot of politicians are paying a lot of money for mobilization. I've seen videos of top contenders, especially from the APC, paying people money to organize rallies like this 1 million march that the obedient easily pull off. They're like, obedient will announce it on social media and that will be it. On the day of the rally, you will see thousands and millions of people there. But the candidacy of the other parties are paying people 2,000 naira, 3,000 naira just to organize these rallies for them. Still, they are not able to pull this off. Even some of them, people that collected the money, they will still not come. They even went to the extent of giving people free transportation and also pay them 2,000 naira or 3,000 naira each just for them to appear at the rally. But at the end of the day, you will see scanty venue. You will see that they don't have that number like obedient. As it is right now, it looks like Nigerian youths are finally woke. I will talk about this later. Right now, I am still shocked with the revolution that is going on in Nigeria.
What are we here for? Now listen. Some people have made sacrifice with your blood, the blood of your relations. They have stolen your resources. But now we are saying we are taking back our inheritance. We are taking back our inheritance. Now listen. How many of you are ready to stay under the sun to recover your place? Okay, let me ask you. People have asked me this question. Why, as a preacher, what should I be doing on the campaign ground? What should I be doing on the campaign ground? But listen, I am here because the gospel of light must dispel darkness. So, we want freedom, and I want you to shout it, freedom! 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 Now listen, I want you to make sure this week you go and get your PVC. Get your PVC. Is that right? Get your PVC that is lying in INEC offices. Lastly, the middle belt and the northern Nigeria is going to stand with Mr. Peter Obi. So, I want you to make up your mind that you will not sell your conscience. Is that right? Is that right? Now let me welcome the president of the Middle Belt Forum, Dr.